YouTube, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling, episode 43. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans for the fans. We have a very special episode reviewing Smackdown that just occurred tonight. But first, I have to ask a few favors. Number one, RKO that like button. Number two, hit the subscribe button. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers. So it would be very helpful if you guys could do that. We're at 61 right now. So since I did my video yesterday, we got up to 61. Let's keep pushing towards the 100. And also give us a follow on Twitter. We started a new Twitter account, and I'm going to change it right now. And it is at EPW Podcast on Twitter, like you see underneath my name there. So make sure you guys give that account a follow. We got Robert Anderson with me tonight from the EPW group. Robert, what's up?
What's going on, C?
Chilling, man. Let's get into this Smackdown. I thought it was an interesting episode to get through. I kind of want to talk about more of the little things and really review stuff and get opinions on that. Smackdown opens up backstage with AJ Styles. He's in the locker room. He's talking to everybody, like bragging about beating John Cena. First thing I noticed is that someone else posted this in the group. I believe it was Josh Burton. Why was Baron Corbin and Eric Rowan with a sheet mask on having a conversation? Like, what? What were they doing?
What could they possibly be talking about?
That's exactly what the meme said. I won't repeat what it said on there, but they definitely said, what are these guys talking about? Or what could they even be? But AJ comes in there, and Ziggler seems more like the, I don't know how to put this, the upset like athlete who lost a big game, and then someone's antagonizing him about it, and then he wants to fight. So Dolph Ziggler throws some blows at AJ Styles, and that's how SmackDown starts off, with a little bit of a brawl. So pretty cool. We get into the ring segment, though. This is where things start heating up. It was announced earlier in the day about 2 titles coming out for SmackDown. Obviously, the tag and the women's. Daniel Bryan comes out there with Shane McMahon. They announced the new belts and show them. Big controversy. I see a big divide and split on our Wrestling Aminu count, the EPW group on Facebook. What do you think of the 2 different belts, number one on the look? Basically, the women's title looks the same with the blue background instead of red. And the tag belts have blue straps now, but they are more silver in color than the old copper penny belts.
I'll put it like that. I like both belts. Blue looks good on anything, honestly.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say, who was it in the group? Somebody said a comment on my post that I put in there. The Raw title belts look like pennies. SmackDown ones look like nickels. Would you rather have 2 pennies or 2 nickels?
Yeah, that's definitely. That was EPAT who wrote that on there.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with how the belts look at all. Me and Casey went through this on the Raw episode about how it's hard to say. Like, is it better to have the belts look like the UFC style, where each belt is of importance and each one can main event a show? WWE needs to do that if they're going to do that as well. But is it also more important to have difference in the belts? And I think wrestling fans have been so used to having difference that now this seems kind of awkward to them. Wrestling fans are very traditional. Like, they don't like going outside the box too often, in my opinion, I think. I don't know if you agree with that statement or if you would disagree. What do you think on that, Rob?
You're not wrong. This is why so many people bring up the Attitude Era.
Oh, God, don't even start.
That's just tradition for them. Don't get me wrong. In my opinion, all wrestling is good wrestling.
Right. I just sometimes some of the stuff is glorified to an extent. Yeah. And people just seem to sugarcoat certain things. Like, people sugarcoating even the Ruthless Aggression era to some extent. I'm like, it wasn't that great, guys. And everyone's like, oh, that was so a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit were great.
Yeah, I mean, there were aspects of it that were great. Same thing with the Attitude Era. There were some things that were great. They had much better characters and storytelling, like developments and stuff. But now it's more there's better wrestling today. The athletes are much better than they were in the Attitude Era.
Bar none. Bar none. Like, I'm going back. I'm a huge Attitude Era fan, but I'm actually going back and watching all the old Raws from 97, 98, 99, 2000. The wrestling kind of sucked up until 2000, 2001. There was a lot of punching and running in, a lot of shit going on outside of the ring than the actual in-ring product.
Exactly. You could call matches for when you sit there and you wait for the ref bump and you wait for certain things to happen. And it was very predictable. At least now you look for unpredictability. Like, they could fool us on this.
Yeah.
We get back to after the belts are announced and everything. I believe they said that the women's title will be in a 6-pack challenge at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And the tag titles will have the finals of the tournament at the Backlash pay-per-view as well. So we'll see what happens here. Heath Slater comes out and interrupts. They basically
that was great.
You're digging the Heath Slater storyline?
I love it.
Heath Slater comes out and he's out there basically throwing a pitch for why he should be on the show or whatever the issue is. He wants to be in the title matches, basically. And they said that he's not equipped to be in the women's match. Har, har, har. And the next thing was that Heath Slater was not equipped because he doesn't have a tag team partner to be in the tag tournament. But Shane says that the only way Heath Slater will get a contract with Smackdown is if he wins the tag team championships in this tournament. Interesting. So now you bring into that story element into this tournament. Heath Slater has to go look for a partner. We will get to that throughout the show. And then AJ and Dolph Ziggler still wind up getting into another fight here, which was very cool. Nice pull-apart brawl. Shane McMahon must have learned his lesson from Brock Lesnar not to run in and try and break things up. So Shane was basically yelling, hey, break that up, break it up. They go to commercial break. Overall, I thought it was a good opening segment. Lots of drama, fighting. That's what people want to see in this. And did some storytelling elements, too, to set up the show.
Mm-hmm.
We get to Becky Lynch defeating Alexa Bliss in the opening contest. Natalya and Naomi are on commentary. After several minutes of back and forth, it doesn't really go into too much. Becky Lynch basically wins with the disarmor. Pretty cool match, standard match. I didn't think anything special. Nothing really even occurred with the ladies at ringside on commentary.
Speaking of the ladies on commentary, is it just me, or does Natalya seem really uncomfortable in this heel character? Like, it's not clicking.
Yeah, she seems like she's forcing it to an extent. But could that be because we're just used to her? If you know Natalya, she's probably the nicest girl in the world. Maybe that's why it's not believable. But she's trying to come off with the Blackheart gimmick, maybe paying tribute to Owen a little bit. We'll see. It's not working.
Did you notice the blazer sign yesterday?
The what sign?
Somebody had a blue blazer sign in the crowd in Raw yesterday.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
But
just put Owen Hart in the video games. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
But back to that match. Becky always looks great. It's about time she starts stringing some victories together. They got to make her look strong. I feel like she should be the face of that SmackDown Women's Division. And
I think with that reaction she got, though, it will be known because Becky Lynch got pretty good crowd support after she won that match.
Yeah, but remember, Nikki Bella just came back. She's got a little pull backstage. I'm pretty sure she's going to be the first champion. Or should I call her, what I call her in the group, Useless Bella.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's meant to be harsh.
I think that Nikki Bella is very, how do I want to put this? Nikki Bella has the pull and the politics backstage helping her, and I think that's what builds the resentment towards her. Because her and her sister were never, like, anyone's favorites, really. I mean, there's a couple guys who like them, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever. They're not that good. And I feel Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Nikki Bella's Useless Bella, Brie Bella was Pointless Bella. Brie Bella was just awful all around. She serves no purpose. I'm glad she's gone.
Brie's humble, at least. Brie was never like, yeah, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. I always thought Brie tried and gave her best effort. Nikki, well, you know, It's the Cena stuff. I'm not getting into this because I'll be here all day complaining. Because we'll get to that lengthy title reign one of these days that she got to break AJ's record because they were bitter.
Butt hurt.
So Heath Slater's backstage. He's still looking for a tag partner throughout the show. He approaches Miz, and Miz is like, yeah, I think that's a great idea, us being tag partners. Miz is all down, and then Heath Slater says something, and Miz says something off the wall opposite. Miz pulls back his hoodie, and it basically shows that he's on a Bluetooth. And that was kind of a scumbag moment that everybody knows they felt in a grocery store. Wherever you've worked, you know you can tell with that guy. You're like, who's he? Oh, he's on his Bluetooth. Wow. And he basically walked away to make Heath Slater seem like a chump. So I don't know what's next here for The Miz and what he's doing, but good segment to keep Miz relevant. And I hope he's really never going to play Indiana Jones. Just throwing it out there. The Usos defeat the Ascension. Now, before I get into this, I did post in the group, and Casey and James seem to agree with me on this. The Usos and Ascension, I started calling for maybe in this tag tournament, you have to have some upsets. Like, switch some stuff around just so that people aren't expecting the status quo. Like, why couldn't the Ascension just beat the Usos here? Switch it around, because you know when everyone sees the Ascension, oh, they don't have a chance in hell of beating the Usos in this match. There's no way they do it. Just something I was throwing out there, and I'll get into the next qualifier match after that. But the Usos get the victory. Rob, I got to ask you, are the Usos stale to you, man? Are they?
They are, but they won't be in a few weeks because I feel like they're going to be the ones to flip on American Alpha in the finals. And it's going to lead to a much-needed heel turn.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about them becoming heels, if they would get rid of the face paint or what they do. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do with these guys? I feel like they were better off as faces because they came in as heels, and I thought that it was like, whatever. But maybe they'll give them a match.
When they first debuted, they should have beat the Hart Dynasty to make them legit competitors. They went out like suckers.
Yeah. They didn't have the nice attire either. They were with Tamina. It just felt rushed and just thrown together. And they were the only two teams in the division, basically, at that time. I just feel bad for the Ascension here. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm just like,
when is the last time they won a match?
That's a great question.
I mean,
we don't have time on the podcast to review.
I'm not talking about main event superstars or anything like that.
You mean
Raw
just
Smackdown pay-per-view?
I couldn't tell you. If someone puts that in the comment section below, I'll give you a kudos or something because I can't figure that out. I wouldn't be able to tell you. AJ Styles is out to the ring next. He calls out Dolph Ziggler for being jealous and basically starts talking about SummerSlam and John Cena fans are his fans now and they don't like Cena anymore. And they set up the match between them where Daniel Bryan says that, AJ, if you're in the match. Now, Casey heard one thing and I heard something else in this. I thought I heard Daniel Bryan say AJ's number one contender. If Dolph wins, it becomes a triple threat match. Casey thought he heard if AJ wins, he gets to be number one contender. So I don't know if he botched it or what you heard, Robert, but what do you think?
I heard what you heard, but you got to remember he did call Apollo Crews Apollo Creed. It could have just been a slip of the tongue.
Right. Daniel's still probably getting used to like being in the role and talking more than being in the ring. I hope that wasn't a slip of the tongue, but I thought I heard correctly. So they basically set up that main event match for the night. Shocking moment of the night right here. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Renee Young's in the ring trying to interview her. If she's going to be on Talking Smack, I'm like, why are they interviewing her now? I don't care. Like, put it on the network and beat it. But she tries to ask her a question, and Carmella ends up attacking Nikki from behind. And it looks like Carmella turned heel. I don't know how to feel about this. It seems odd for her.
That was a pretty face move in my eyes. That's just me.
You said it was a face move?
To me, I don't like Bella, so whatever.
I felt like more people were cheering her too, kind of like after I saw people like standing up and clapping, like yeah, and I'm just like, you're supposed to boo this guy if you didn't know. But we'll see. I don't know. A lot of people like this. Seem 50-50. What do you guys think? Did you like the heel turn of Carmella? Did it make sense? Is this for the better, for the worse? Let us know.
Well, would you necessarily call it a heel turn or doing what you got to do to get ahead?
That's what. To be honest, that's how I felt about it. I'm like, maybe she's showing some fire.
I'm saying we ain't here to make friends. We're here to win titles.
What I didn't like was that Nikki Bella the night before, or I'm sorry, 2 nights before, teamed with the heels at SummerSlam. So I assumed she was a heel. And now Carmella is flipping. I don't know. It seems like they flip-flop spots, kind of. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. We got Randy Orton. He comes out to address his loss to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, which gets into exactly what I thought would happen. The lights cut out. Bray Wyatt comes and sits ringside, talks his jibber-jabber to Randy Orton, and Bray says Orton will find out about him in due time. Lights go away, or lights come back on, and Bray Wyatt's disappeared. Rocking chair still moving. The eerie, different stuff going on there. But what do you think of a Bray Wyatt-Randy Orton matchup, Robert? Is this good?
Bray Wyatt, if Bray Wyatt doesn't come out on top of this, I'm going to be pissed, to say the least. Bray Wyatt needs this victory if this is what they're going to go for.
I agree. He definitely needs something to propel him forward and get him closer to the main event scene. It doesn't help where if he's losing matches to these guys. And I feel, do you feel like he's distanced himself from Eric Rowan? Like, did he push him away enough that he's like, all right, I'm not with you anymore? Or was that kind of like, I'm just disappointed in you and I'm walking away?
I don't think it's going to be solidified until he hits him with his sister Abigail.
Okay. So maybe he'll still be his lackey for a little bit. I was hoping Luke Harper came back too and the lights went off the second time.
Yeah, you saw what happened to that leg.
Yeah, it's probably still too early, but Luke, I'm pulling.
I'm thinking Rumble for him too.
Yeah. We get into what is this? Shane McMahon talking about his sister. People didn't see it before. I guess it was announced that Stephanie fined Brock Lesnar $500 for what he did to Shane McMahon. I thought it was funny. I don't know. Shane seemed pretty upset about it and says the beef is far from over. I think we're getting a Brock Lesnar Shane McMahon match now.
Don't need.
I agree. I definitely think Shane should go the route of picking someone to take his spot in the match. Like, I need someone to represent SmackDown to beat up Brock Lesnar.
Samoa Joe.
Oh God, that'd be the greatest.
I want that match. I've said this before.
Does Joe win that match though? I think he should.
Why not?
Someone's got to finally dethrone Brock, and I don't think it should be Roman Reigns, as everyone has always thought it should be.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's not Roman Reigns. It might be Triple H.
Yeah. Then we get Heath Slater. He's backstage trying to join the Four Horsemen. I'm kidding, but Double A Arn Anderson's backstage. He's trying to recruit Arn Anderson to be his tag partner, which not a bad move because Arn was a good tag team specialist, part of the Brainbusters, teaming with Tully Blanchard. But Arn Anderson declines and says he can't help Slater. Slater sits down looking defeated, but then who comes out but Rhino? And Rhino says he needs money for an in-ground pool. And he says, you know what? I'll be your tag partner. And Heath Slater and him shake on it, and they walk away. So I like it. Rhino's doing it for the money. It makes sense. It's cool. Slater's happy. We're happy. So he's in the tournament, and he'll be probably in a tag match next week, I would assume.
Slater's
Did you guess Rhino would be the person? I mean, he was in the back of my mind as one of like 3 people.
Honestly, I was thinking Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Kurt Hawkins though. As soon as I hear that theme, I'm just like, dude, he lost so much before that. I can't even take him seriously in these vignettes. I'm like, oh, bro, no one was ever scared of you. You probably did the job to a word. Like, get out of here, man. But I know Kurt Hawkins is a talented wrestler, so you're looking at me like you don't believe this, Robert. I mean, you think this is going to be the rebirth of Kurt Hawkins, or do you think he's?
I don't.
So he's just going to be the same status as before, like he's there to do the jobs.
Yeah. Either that, or
I think he'll get one victory.
It's either that, or he's gonna team back up with Zack Ryder when they turn on Mojo, which I'm cool with.
That'd be interesting, actually, if they did something like that. Then Mojo has to find a partner.
Mojo needs to find the door.
Don't talk about Mojo, man. That's my boy.
No, that's why I said it.
American Alpha defeats Breezango. I'm so disappointed that another team that I was talking about, give them a win. It's not going to hurt. Oh, so now I got to probably expect the Vaude Villains to get a W or something here. Because they had two face teams win, so Vaude Villains got to defeat Ryder and Mojo more than likely. And who's the other team that's in?
What the hell is their name? Yeah, the Hype Bros, Ascension, the Usos, American Alpha. Damn, I can't think of the other team.
There's got to be another team there. It'll hit me in a second. American Alpha and Breezango, though, I thought they tore this match up. I thought they definitely did a good job here. They gave some good spots to Breezango that impressed me with the super kicks and stuff. But American Alpha, I love their like wrestling knowledge. I feel like they studied old tapes for how they set up like their double team maneuvers and even do like taunts together and stuff. Very cool and very Steiner Brother-esque, I feel.
Just gonna say that.
Yeah, I really like it. So they get the win with the Grand Amplitude. I like it. I want American Alpha to win the tag titles. I think it's either going to be them or Rhino and Heath Slater, depending on how you want to book this. What do you think, Rob?
I would like to see American Alpha get it first, but I feel like they're going to hold that off to like a bigger show, make the moment feel better.
Yeah. Shout outs to Casey Briggs for telling me nice glasses. Thumbs up to you, sir.
What up, Casey?
Let's see here. We get into Dean Ambrose coming down from the casino in the arena and says he's going to watch Ziggler versus Styles tonight because he has interest in it because he's the champ. And I guess the champ can just hang out at the casino and have poker chips and wear a big goofy hat whenever he wants. Dean Ambrose character. I want to get into this for a second with you. Is Dean Ambrose stale to you? Because Casey and James and a couple other people in the group said, yes, this guy... They don't know if he's a lunatic or if he's a goofball. Like it doesn't seem like a defined character for him. Like they don't know what they want to do.
I mean, you know my opinion about it. It's there. He's just not tapping into what he should be tapping into. Like I said before, he's being muzzled.
Is it Dean or is it how he's being portrayed as a character by booking and stuff?
It's definitely how he's being booked because he's capable. I've seen when he was John Moxley. He's capable of a lot more. It's just I don't know what the creative process is. They need to work on it.
Maybe not meant to be a face, maybe?
Definitely not. He should be this sadistic, sick bastard that just beats the hell out of people.
Okay.
But
hopefully. I don't know. I like Dean Ambrose as a person, but as a character, I'm with Casey and James on it a little bit. Like he needs something more added to him. And we asked the same question, so I'm going to ask you this too now. Who benefits from a heel turn more on SmackDown? Dolph Ziggler or Dean Ambrose? Because I think one of these two have to turn heel. So who's the better character to turn heel?
The way it's going right now, being that Dean Ambrose is going to be facing a heel AJ Styles, who's this cocky prick, Dolph Ziggler would benefit more, I think. Like he just snapped on
some people said Dean, like automatically. I believe James and Casey did. So it's so tough to say. I think I'm gonna go with Dean. Though. I think.
Are we talking an immediate change or something built towards?
I feel like you built towards both of them. But Ziggler seems like his story would make more sense at the moment. That's tough to say. I don't know, man. I'm going to say Dean still in the long run. I think Dean will benefit more and be able to do more with it. I mean, we've seen Ziggler as a heel a bunch of times. Maybe it's overdue. Maybe it's not. Same thing in the comment section, guys. Who would you rather see turn heel? Dean Ambrose or Dolph Ziggler? And we get to the main event of the night. AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. For the record, these guys tore the house down, in my opinion. Great match. Very cool spots. I think spot of the night was when AJ does the dive across the ropes, bumps into the ropes, and Ziggler hits the zigzag. Everyone in that audience thought it was over and that Ziggler was going to be in that match. And you just feel bad for the guy because you're like, oh, my goodness, this guy's a loser. Like, he can't catch a break. He does great stuff and just can't get the win. And AJ basically gets him in between the ropes and kicks the rope up, making it a low blow, and hits the Styles Clash on Dolph Ziggler, and no one's kicking out of that except for John Cena, I guess. So Dolph loses there. So what did you think of the match, Rob? I mean, was it?
Before we get to the match, Chris Jericho kicked out of the Styles Clash.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
Yeah. But, no, I thought the match was great. Top to bottom. You already know Dolph is a talented mofo. And between AJ Styles and Nakamura, top two in the world right now to me.
They got to give those two a match within the next year, I say, too. I don't know how you make it happen, but you make that happen.
Build off of history. What was it? IWGP Intercontinental title last year? Yeah. They can build off of that.
Yeah, but they need to make sure that this match happens soon, just so they can recreate that again. Yeah, that was SmackDown in of a whole. Battle of the Brands right now, Robert. Who's been winning more to you, Raw or SmackDown?
To me, it's SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown has benefited a lot more from this brand split because they're doing everything right.
Trying to, at least.
At least trying to. Like, they're executing better. Except, like, I wouldn't even say it was a bad show, but the only show that I wouldn't describe as good was the one that we went to. And I feel like there was just some people that were missing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think SmackDown's been a home run each week.
SmackDown has definitely been trying to upstage Raw. Raw just hasn't been able to put together anything. I think it's the 3 hours. It kills my soul to watch Raw for that long. I don't know. Maybe am I wrong for saying that? But that's just how I feel, at least.
That's how you feel.
It's just not good, man. So Raw's only won that first week to you as well. That seems to be the general consensus amongst everyone in the group. Can't talk tonight. So
I don't know. It just feels like SmackDown is what it should be. It's more in-ring oriented. Not a lot of BS going on backstage. And if it is, it's action. Minus Baron Corbin almost raping, what's his name, Kalisto last week. What the hell was that?
Very awkward. I saw your meme you put up in the group, which is pretty funny.
I need an adult.
It was almost as good as Batista's heel turn on Rey Mysterio. That makes me laugh. Every time I hear it, you're supposed to be my friend. But guys, I want you to leave your comments below. Once again, if you haven't, you've made it this far, RKO that like button. Click subscribe. We are still on the road to trying to get 100 subscribers. So help out. And if you guys want, join the Facebook group or follow us on Wrestle Aminu. We are either under Everything Pro Wrestling, EPW Podcast. Look up our name. We are on all forms of social media except for Instagram. And give us a follow. Join the conversation. Robert, I thank you for coming on the show. Folks, we are out. Peace.
Peace.